Hey guys, Mike from the Two Gaming Dudes. It's time. 10 weeks are up. I did my 10-week Deca cycle. I'm going to give it to you 100, like always. I should say I am not your healthcare provider, and I am not endorsing the use of any of these chemicals without the express consultation of your primary care physician or licensed endocrinologist. All right, so click subscribe right now. I'm going to give you everything you need. Like always on the channel, we're going to give it to you perfectly straight. I'm going to tell you what I did, why I did that, what kind of results I got out of it, would I do it again, all that shit. So if you've heard about the miracle nandrolone, Deca decanoate, here's what you've been waiting for. I did a blend. Depending on where you're sourcing your stuff, by right, you should go to an endocrinologist. If you don't have an endocrinologist, go to a TRT guy. If you don't have a TRT guy, go to your general practitioner. But you're going to need, at least in the United States, you're going to need a prescription for this stuff, which shouldn't be difficult to get. I used this blend. It was 200 a week of Deca decanoate, which is the long ester of nandrolone. I'm assuming you've already done this research. You know what it is already. I'm not going to go through the differences of NPP and Deca. I hope you know that already. It's a blend. 200 of Deca, 250 of test. I did that because everything I had read told me to avoid Deca dick, you're supposed to use 1.5 to 2 times as much testosterone to the Deca. This was a blend. It was already pre-mixed. It wasn't quite 2 times or 1.5 times, but I figured it would be good enough. Turns out it wasn't. We'll talk about that later. So that's what I used. 200 a week of Deca, 250 a week of test, split between 2 doses every Tuesday and Friday. It's slow acting because it's a long ester. Deca means it has 10 carbons in it. I would say around week 4 was when I first started noticing real results. Not so much size, but I started getting stronger, and my joints started hurting less. This was important because for a while I'd been thinking I would just do a microdose experiment, 100 milligrams a week, to see if it would help my joints. Because I've done that before once, and it helped a lot. In this case, I didn't do that, but around week 4, I noticed, yes, my joints definitely felt better. I wasn't going to do a Midcycle review, but it's week 5 of the Deca experiment. I didn't notice it yesterday. It was push day, and my AC joint didn't hurt anymore. And I was just doing some arm curls, and I could do them for the first time in a long time. It's got to be the nandrolone. It's got to be the Deca. I haven't done anything different. So, week 5. All right, and then I went and did 90-pound preachers, and it hurts again, so I don't know what to think. I've got a recurring theme, string of problems. So this rotator cuff has been torn since January. On this elbow, I've got lateral and medial epicondylitis, so both sides of the elbow are inflamed. And I may or may not have a bicep tear in this tendon. I'm not sure. I've got an osteoarthritic knee that's going to need replacement. I've got a herniated disc in my lumbar spine. The elbow felt better, and my AC joint felt better when I was doing bench press. The stuff that was osteoarthritic didn't do shit for that, and it makes sense, it wouldn't. But the stuff that was tendon and ligament, it did help that. So that's good news. My strength absolutely went way up by the end of the cycle, way up. Again, because of the injuries, I didn't try to max out on the bench because the freaking thing is already torn. My deadlift, I put on about 30 pounds on my dead. For me, that's 30 pounds is a lot. For some of you gorillas, it's not that big of a deal. And again, because of my spine and my knee, I can't do heavy squats, so I don't know what that would have gone to. But I have no doubt that would have gone really high. Absolutely would have added to it. As far as bodybuilding results, totally, I put on 10 pounds. I'll put the photos up. From what I can tell, it's all lean mass. I don't know, it looks like it's mostly traps, shoulders, and arms, which is fine by me because I care more about the beach muscles than anything else. So in that regard, yes, it was fine. It's great stuff. But it wasn't all wine and roses. There were some side effects. Absolutely. The rumors about Deca Dick, absolutely true. And it's weird because your sex drive will actually go sky high. You'll feel like you're going through puberty again. But your Twix bar is taking a coffee break the whole time. So be prepared. If you got a lady or a guy or whatever, have something on hand to deal with that, which shouldn't be a big deal. You can get Viagra now like it's Flintstones vitamins. It's not a big deal. The one that really bothered me the most, and this is going to be a little complex. I don't know if this is going to show up on camera here. You see that? Look at this freaking catastrophe that used to be my hairline. I'm going to have to bore you here a little bit with some organic chemistry, but bear with me. This is important, especially if you think you're genetically predisposed to lose your hair. If you are genetically predisposed to lose your hair, you're going to at some point in your life. There's no way around that. Some of you hit the genetic lottery. You're not going to lose your hair. Congratulations. Fuck you. The rest of us got shit genetics. I started losing my hair. I started noticing it thinning at age 24. So I'm still in the Army, but I'm on deployment. It's in the middle of the Afghan war. I haven't seen home in 2 years. I'm thinking, okay, I'm high stress. Of course my hair is falling out. And then I got home and it was still falling out. And then I started investigating and realized, okay, I need to jump on some finasteride. So I've been on finasteride for like almost 20 years. And it kept my hairline perfectly intact. I'd stopped losing hair. It's been great. What's the problem? If you've done any research, you've learned or read somewhere on the forums that nandrolone is hair safe. Typically that is correct. What do we know about hair loss? You got testosterone in your body. You have an enzyme in your body, 5-alpha reductase. ACE means it's an enzyme. All enzymes end with ASE. 5-alpha takes a little bit of that testosterone and turns it into DHT. DHT destroys your freaking hair. It attaches to the follicles, shrinks them, makes them fall out. Nandrolone, by itself, extremely hair dangerous. It'll make your hair fall out at an accelerated rate. However, that same enzyme, that 5-alpha reductase, takes that nandrolone and converts it, not to DHT, but to dihydronandrolone, which is perfectly hair safe. I don't know if you're following along here now. So let's say you've been taking finasteride or a DHT blocker for all these years. You are stopping that enzyme from converting testosterone to the dangerous DHT, but you are also stopping it from converting the dangerous nandrolone to the very safe dihydronandrolone. Shit on a stick. What do? I wish I had known this, because around week 3, I'm sitting there thinking, what the hell? Why is this happening? And if I hadn't just by chance fallen across some article that mentioned this is the conversion that happens, I wouldn't have realized. So I immediately stopped taking my DHT blocker, my finasteride, and scrambled to find topical solutions that would help. My only hope now is that some RU-586 can help undo some of the damage that happened here, because I was fucking furious about this. So be aware of that. It's a big one. For me, it's a big deal. The other thing, my lab work was not great. My bloods didn't come back great. I'll show you here. I'll put the thing up. My RBCs just went freaking sky high. Sky high. On top of this, know your body a little bit. I've got that whole Greco-Roman background, so I've already got thalassemia B trait, which means my RBCs run a little higher already as it is. This stuff put me into dangerous territory, and I recognized it immediately. I've been in healthcare 15 years. I hold a valid RN license. I've seen people in their 40s drop dead of a stroke. That really threw me for a loop. I was not expecting my RBCs to shoot up like that. Sucks. So, would I do it again? The short answer is no. No, I would not. And I'll tell you why. I just don't think it was worth it. 10 pounds of lean mass. More grateful I could not be. Seriously, that's a big deal, especially for me. It's hard. And I was particularly careful because I can pack on the body fat very, very easily. So I was very careful to not go more than 100, 200 calorie a day surplus. And the instant I started seeing my abs start to get a little fluffy, I pulled back immediately. I have no doubt, had I really gone gung-ho with the diet, I would have put on a lot more than 10 pounds. But a lot of that would have been fluff weight, and I don't want that because it's hard for me to lose that fluff weight. I can't imagine that had I just done a 500 milligram a week testosterone blast, I wouldn't have gotten the same results, and my goddamn hair wouldn't have fallen out. You know, testosterone, your body knows what to do with it. Your nuts have been making testosterone since you were 14 years old. Your body knows exactly how to handle it. This other weird shit that people goof around with, who knows, man? Again, not that I'm saying you should use test, see what your doc says, but I just don't see the purpose or the point. Unless you're some kind of pro athlete and this is how you make your money, I just don't see the reason to do this. So there you have it. It works, definitely, but I just think there's better ways to do it. Better ways to do it. Click subscribe. If you have any questions, try and leave some questions down there. I'll try to answer whatever I can and look at some of the other videos. So that's all I have. Thanks, everybody.